Yeah, you're gonna want some of this for today's episode. I didn't think there could be so much cruise news going on all at once, but okay, let's get into it because there is a lot. Hey, welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and as usual, I'll be serving up another fresh slice of cruise news. There's my coffee. Have you ever freshly ground your coffee when you brew it? Just run it straight through a grinder just as you're about to brew? I think it's my favorite. Now, a lot of you keep asking me for a this or that question of the day, and yet again, I'm here to deliver. So, for today, my question for you is, what is your favorite preferred brand of smartphone? That's right, Android or Apple? Go ahead and leave your answer down in the comments below this video. And fun fact, Midships right here, it's actually produced every day using both Android and Apple devices. Now, let's talk about cruises. In today's episode, we're covering a huge surprise about cruising from the Big Apple, along with major dining changes coming to Norwegian Cruise Line, plus Canada. Dang, I always say that wrong. With Canada finally allowing cruises, one cruise line is making some major announcements about the region. And down in Alabama, sweet home to some of you, you're finding out about the future of cruises from Mobile. But today, we start with the absolute curveball coming from MSC Cruises. If you're not familiar with the line, you should check them out. Seriously, I really like them the last couple times. They're a Swiss-based Italian cruise line that's been growing in popularity here in the US as of late. I've been on them a handful of times, and their value proposition is one of the best in the cruise industry, in my opinion, with balcony rooms sometimes going for less than $200 for a cruise. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Not to mention the cheapest unlimited drinks package around by at least half the cost. Seriously, the MSC drinks package, their price begins with a number 3. Hop on a Royal Caribbean ship, and their package, it starts with a number 6. Yeah, that's a big difference every day, especially if you're paying for more than one. Now, MSC has surprised everyone by announcing a new year-round home port for their 5,700 passenger Meraviglia. Beginning in April of 2023, Meraviglia will begin sailing 6 through 11 night itineraries out of New York City. The Big Apple, baby. Pretty cool, actually. Some of the highlights of MSC cruises from New York will include cruises to Bermuda, the Caribbean, as well as far north up to Canada and some other eastern US ports. The president of MSC Cruises USA said the following: New York City was our natural choice when we picked our next US port because it's so accessible. Whether the guest is coming from somewhere nearby or from around the world, cruises will depart from the Brooklyn Cruise Terminal. I'm sure this will be a welcome addition to many of you living in or around the New York City area. I know some people up that way, and I bet they're going to be looking at these cruises. So MSC continues to push into the US market. This will bring them up to serving a total of 3 home ports spanning Miami, Port Canaveral, and New York. And the news means that we can soon expect announcements for new deployments at other ports as well, considering the Meraviglia is currently calling Port Canaveral home. I wonder if the Divina will return back there to Canaveral to take her place, or perhaps like that newer Seashore that started out in Miami. I'd like that if that came to Canaveral. Interesting things coming from MSC. Okay, so for those of you who watched yesterday's episode, did you see the part about the woman getting stuck in the water slide? You know, that looping one that drops you down? Okay, so since reporting on that, it's gone even more viral, to the point where major national news media outlets are picking up the story. I've seen it on cable news networks, like the big ones. But upon further investigation, and thanks to many of you out there in the Midships family, I've received a lot of messages about getting stuck in a slide and how it's actually a pretty common occurrence on board those NCL ships that have that slide model. So as always, thank you to everyone who reached out to me. If you haven't seen the video clips from yesterday's episode, definitely stick around after today's broadcast and check it out. It's really fun to kind of watch everybody's reaction, going the wrong way in a water slide. So I'm curious about some of your favorite items to bring with you on your cruises. What are some things that you like to take along with you, maybe for your cabin or accessories like lanyards, something that just makes your cruises a little bit easier? If you have something in mind, go ahead and comment down below. I'm kind of curious about it. I also do want to call your attention to some of my favorite items that I take with me on all of my cruises. They can be found in my Amazon influencer shop. There's a link to the store in the description below this video. Ooh, that's some funny collar today. Now, for my NCL cruisers, I have news for you too. On Tuesday, Norwegian Cruise Line announced that the main dining room restaurant on their brand new ship, the Prima, will not be offering the typical 14-day rotating changing menu that you might be accustomed to. Instead, they're going to be offering a fixed menu of dishes that will be the same every single night. So no choice really every night overnight, but there's only so many ways you can make a chicken dish, right? So essentially, it's going to become very similar to what you'd find in a specialty restaurant, like a steakhouse or seafood restaurant on board a ship. And that's exactly what Norwegian Cruise Line President and CEO Harry Sommer wants you to know. He says, think of it not as a main dining room, but as the largest specialty dining room at sea, end quote. The Prima is scheduled to debut in August and is currently being constructed in the Fincantieri shipyard over in Italy. Other key highlights of NCL's newest ship, the Prima, will be that it's significantly smaller than other new ships from NCL, like the Encore. However, the ship, it's still going to boast some pretty over-the-top amenities, including a 3-story go-kart track, as well as a 10-story dry slide that the cruise line claims will provide more G-force than accelerating in an F1 race car. More slides? NCL? Haven't you realized we've had enough fun with that news lately? In other news, Celebrity Cruises is celebrating International Women's Day by temporarily modifying their single X logo to be a double X logo, representing the female chromosome. So to all of you ladies out there, happy International Women's Day. Now, we find ourselves once again talking about cruises to Canada. For those of you who watched yesterday's episode, you're already aware of the fact that cruising is now going to be a possibility for our friends and neighbors up north. However, it's not without its complications. But one cruise line, Holland America, thinks they're now going to be able to sail all of their itineraries as planned. All told, there are 8 Holland America Cruise Line ships that are scheduled to sail to multiple destinations this year, with cruises from late spring through fall. The ships, they'll make departures from Vancouver, Montreal, and Quebec. Now, with that said, the new Canadian protocols for cruising, well, they could offer up some kind of unexpected problems for passengers, especially if they want to get off the ship back in Canada after they've left Canadian waters. That's going to be a sticking point. You see, the Canadian government, they're requiring anyone coming back into Canada to upload COVID test results to their Arrive Can app, which is basically their tracking app for all of that, which that could be a problem for a lot of people on board ships because internet, right? It kind of sucks on the ships. Not to mention, I know if my mom was cruising with Holland America, or any line for that matter, trying to figure out how to upload her COVID test on a phone app, it wouldn't go well and she'd be calling me. And I'm sure there's other people out there who will have the same problem. Countries and businesses need to understand that many people don't use technology to the level that they're starting to rely on it or require people to rely on it. So we'll have to see what happens when a ship of 2,000 people all trying to upload their COVID test results at the same time. We'll have to see how it goes. And good luck. I've used some ships' internet, even on brand new ships. It's still not good. Okay, so Mobile, Alabama. They've got some bad news a month or two ago when they found out that the ship they thought would be homeporting there for the next few years was actually heading to the scrapyard. Well, Carnival Cruise Line stepped in and said, we've got a plan for Mobile, but we don't know what our plan is yet. Well, now it seems like Carnival Cruise Line does know what the plan is because reports indicate the Carnival Spirit will now be homeporting from Mobile, Alabama, beginning in October of 2023. That said, it's only going to be there seasonally, with the Spirit alternating a 6-month winter season from Alabama and then heading over to Alaska for the summer season to do cruises up that way. So that means probably Panama Canal cruises every year, so that's kind of cool. Another plus of having the Spirit in port is instead of the previously scheduled Ecstasy, we now have a larger and newer vessel that's going to offer more amenities and things to do. Carnival Cruise Line just resumed homeport operations from Mobile on Saturday after a 2-year break, Following many changes of plans, the Carnival Ecstasy took over the company's programs, offering 4- and 5-night cruises to Mexico. The Fantasy Class ship will sail from Mobile through October 10th of 2022, leaving a year-long wait before the Carnival Spirit arrives the following year. And don't forget, I'll be on the final sailing ever of the Carnival Ecstasy out of Mobile this October 10th. So you're welcome to join me for that cruise if you'd like. And you're also welcome to join me later that month, because October 24th of this year, I'm hosting a group cruise, and I would love to meet you and invite you to come along with me. We'll be cruising out of Charleston, South Carolina, aboard the beautiful Carnival Sunshine. It's got the most amazing adults-only area. It's like a waterfall. It's sweet. We're heading down to the Caribbean. We're going to stop at Half Moon Cay and Nassau, Bahamas. And actually, in Half Moon Cay, we're going to spend a really cool day there. I can't wait to tell you some of the plans I have. Right now, it's kind of a secret, but they're going to be pretty cool. So if you'd like more information or to join the group, all you have to do is follow the link in the description below to my Facebook group or the event. And even if you're just curious, you're not sure, go ahead and join the group. It's a great place to find out a little bit more info. So if you made it this far into today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're not, well, sorry, you're gonna miss out. Oh well, there's some sweet daily cruise news. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel today, and until tomorrow, we'll see ya on the Midships. La